Obviously, we're very happy to win the first game here. Once again, I want to thank our fans. Follow us everywhere we go. Our fans are the best. It's awesome. Every place we go, they show up and they're there. We feel them. The support is unbelievable. These three guys would agree with me 100%, and I appreciate them. In terms of the game, we obviously got a little sped up defensively tonight. It's a little uncharacteristic, or maybe completely uncharacteristically fast for us. We're usually relatively calm defensively and play pretty well, but we didn't tonight, and it cost us some pitches. We were really fortunate that Vanderbilt only got 2 in the third. And then obviously the game sped up for us on the mound in the 5th. Really proud of our guys. We fought. Tremendous competitiveness, I thought. Next thing you know, it's 7-7, and we could have got down, but we didn't. I thought one of the keys of the game, or maybe the key of the game, was Cole Gordon. Comes in 3 in the third, 1 hit, no runs. Gave us a chance to get our legs back under us a little bit, and really kind of got the momentum back in our dugout. Really proud of Cole and that effort, and really proud of our group, because we weren't very clean, it wasn't very efficient, and we competed really well. Really proud of them. Questions?
Thank you, Coach. Raise your hands with any questions, please. Right here in front.
Elijah, you did it again, obviously, and things. What's going through your mind walking up there? Did last Saturday kind of flash into your mind as you're walking to the plate there in that bat?
To be honest, no. I just told myself to go up there. That kid was very good on the mound. I just said have a good at bat, pass it on. And when I got these 2 strikes, it's just the 2-strike approach we've been doing. And I was thinking the other way with the fastball. And so I guess thinking the other way with the fastball, I reacted to the off speed, and stayed in the at bat, and just got a pitch I can handle.
In the middle of the room.
You hit off speed out against Florida State, right? I mean, is that kind of an adjustment that you've been able to make recently, that you've been better at?
Yes, but it's just because of the hitting drills we do. I think in practice, short bat, staying through it, so I'm not pulling out so much. And it's just a reaction thing. I think fastball and react off speed. And I saw, the pitcher wiggle his glove, and it was the first time he wiggled his glove in 3 at-bats. So I knew he wasn't coming with the fastball, because that was the first time I've seen off-speed from him. And, I just kept my hands back as long as I could, and just, got a pitch I can handle, like I said.
Cole, what was working so well for you out there tonight?
I think I was just able to keep the ball down the zone and force contact, and Coach Henderson said our defense, we were a little rattled for there a little bit, but I think they played as good as I've seen them play behind me. The double play, Stebbins over there, Jake making a nice play in the outfield. It's easy to throw strikes and pitch well when you have good defense behind you.
More questions for the student athletes? Right here.
Jake, the ball you hit that bounced over the first baseman probably traveled all of, like 2 feet off of your bat before it hit the ground?
Probably.
Right, I mean, what did you think when you made contact there?
Most of my bats, the third base and first baseman are playing in, so anytime I can get a hot bounce like that, or anytime I hit a hard ball to the corner, so it's got a good shot at the bottom, so it just doesn't go our way.
One here.
Elijah, I think I mentioned this last time you did this, but you had the same move again. You're deep in the count, 2 strikes, you just kind of walk back and take a second for a timeout. When you're looking at your bat, I don't know if you're looking at anything in particular on it, but what was sort of the thought process going through that moment?
Yeah, I stepped out, just slowed everything down. When I look at my bat, I honestly read the emblem. It says Easton, and I'll read it over and over until my mind's just thinking that and getting my mind off everything else, so I can regroup myself and get back in and focus and not be so sped up. And it's just slowing my heart rate down type of thing.
2 or 3 more questions for the student athletes.
Jake, were you surprised they pitched to you in the 9th inning with an open base there?
I wasn't surprised that they pitched to me. Just 2 outs. And Rowdy's been one of the hottest hitters in the country on deck. I knew they weren't just going to feed me a fastball the first pitch. Got a slider off the plate, kind of step back in, so I knew I was gonna get a fastball. Just was able to put some barrel on it.
Second row.
Hey Elijah, when did you start doing that, reading the bat like that?
You know, I realized that earlier in the season I was getting really sped up really fast, hitting. And so, you know, I want to say against Arkansas, when I started to get comfortable again in hitting, I tried to figure out ways to slow my heart rate down, and I just started doing this little thing where I just like look down the line, look up the foul pole, and then at my bat just to get get my brain away from, I guess, baseball. Just think about something else before I get in, so I can focus and not be so sped up.
One more question for student athletes right here.
Cole, I know that entire game was just kind of nuts, start to finish on both ends. Was there pressure there to come in and kind of, calm things down a little bit, like I said, help the team get their feet under them?
I don't think there was much pressure, and if you watch enough of our games, you know that our offense isn't going to quit. They're going to keep fighting until the end, so I think it was more so just to go out there and do my job, and Ethan pitched a great game, and so I don't know as much pressure as much as just confidence in my teammates that they were going to get the job done.
Fellas, thank you very much for the time. You guys can leave if you want. And let's let kids get out, and then we'll have some more questions for the head coach. And on the third row.
Gary, did you have any idea that being the home team, winning a coin toss could mean this much?
Well, no, I didn't look that far down the road. We're going to be a visitor tomorrow. We're going to have to play well again, or play better tomorrow defensively, that's for sure. But no, I didn't put that much thought into it.
Adam over here.
Coach, you're one win away. Do you want these guys coming in tomorrow eager to end it? Do you want to be patient? What's going to be the message going into tomorrow's game?
Well, I wouldn't have chose either of those words. I think, what I told them was we just need to play better tomorrow. I'm proud of them. I want them to enjoy it. All the things that you should tell your group after a game like that, that's what they heard. But the bottom line is we got to slow the game down. We're better than that defensively. In fact, for the people in here that have seen us play, we're way better than that defensively. So that's what we need to do tomorrow. We just need to slow down. Now they know that they can win a game here. That we've gone past that. We can beat Vanderbilt in a game, and we need to play better. And we probably will.
On the front row, Coach.
Elijah, the way he's playing right now, Coach, is there anybody else that you would have rather had up in the ninth inning?
No, I was pretty glad he was up, and I was really glad that Hunter Stovall was on base. And that changes the dynamics right there when you got somebody standing at first base. And completely different thoughts going through Coach Brown's mind over there, no doubt. And really proud to Stovey's battle and running hard down the line, and really glad that Mac was up and that somebody was standing at first base.
Chris.
Availability of Gordon and France for tomorrow?
I would say that they're both available. We'll see how it is. It's 36 for JP, and what we got, Cole was 39, I guess, for JP and 38 for Cole. I would think that they're both available. I don't know that they would be the first two guys to go get, but my guess is that they'll both be available. But I'll wait till tomorrow to see how they feel.
I was going to ask about how you felt with Elijah at the plate in that moment, but I'll also ask, before you guys came in here, Vanderbilt's coach said that you guys were just playing with raw emotion. Do you feel that way watching them play? It's hard work, but...
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear that it's an emotional group right now, and I think it got the best of us when we were standing at our position today. I thought that was pretty obvious. We got sped up a little bit, but I pound them consistently to be good teammates, and they are. And there's an emotional component to our group. I think that's pretty obvious. We had 4 freshmen in the lineup tonight, and that's a wonderful thing, and it's fun to watch. And this group of kids is absolutely great to watch them play baseball. You felt that way in here. You felt that watching them. They're enjoyable. There's no question about that. But we've got to get to where we can play clean defensively, and we will. We'll play better tomorrow.
Question on the front row.
In the 8th and 9th inning there, it really came down to a couple of inches where the ball sailing over Infante's head and ball getting the carom off the wall there. Are those the kind of breaks that you kind of do you need in these kinds of postseason runs that you're having to be able to get deep into it?
I think most teams do. I think if you're dominant in one area, then that changes that a little bit, that component. But it's, you know, the cliche, it's 100 years old, it's a game of inches, you know, and I thought we had DeMarco out twice, maybe 3 times on that play, you know. We had him out in the outfield, we had him out at third, we had him out at home, and add up all those inches, you know, and we didn't get any of those outs. He scored, you know, and so those are the types of things that determine winning or losing when the game is close, and we'll probably have another close game tomorrow.
2 more questions, second row, and then we'll finish on the first row.
Will?
Hey Gary, you mentioned, you were talking about the emotions of the team, and I was just curious what the mood was like when Elijah's up at the plate in the ninth, or, you know, inside the dugout. What's the mood like? Are there conversations that you hear about the Florida State game? What sort of is the mood at that point?
Well, I'm not hearing any conversations. I'm down there at the other end. I would guess that is absolutely happening, but I'm not hearing any of it. And I think we're confident. I think we're confident when Mangum's hitting. I think we're confident when Stovall's hitting. I think we're confident when TA's hitting. Rowdy, Mac, Foscue, it's a confident group right now. And that's a good piece of it. It's not all of it, but it's a good piece. It's a nice start. If there's more than 2, I'll answer them.
Okay.
Gary, it's a crazy game, but you guys are 1 victory away from the College World Series. Given what this team's been through, you personally have to feel a great sense of accomplishment, I would think.
Well, yeah, there's some of that. But you know what the dominant thought is? We got to win another game. And then you got a different story. You know, that's the story we want you to write. Is that story? You know, we got to do our part first.
More questions, Coach?
Coach, numbers are for winning the first game of this series to get to Omaha. Just how important was it, and what was the emphasis on pitching to make sure you get the job done tonight and win that first game?
Well, the emphasis is always on pitching. I don't care how many runs we're scoring. You know, because if you don't pitch, you don't win. What was the second part of that?
I was just saying winning the first game. How important?
Really important. I don't know the numbers. I'm sure somebody in here does. But I don't know the percentages. But I mean, I've seen things like that on TV. You win the first game, you got this percentage a chance to go, and I saw some of that last weekend in Tallahassee after losing the first game that was on TV. But the bottom line is, it won't be about percentages tomorrow. It will be about who plays well. We good? All right, thank you.